You're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Farhana Sheikh. Further police investigation is needed to determine if there is any intentional element in the shoe logo that allegedly resembles the word Allah in Arabic script, says the Islamic Development Department. Jakim said a meeting was held with Dato' Sri Ng Chuan Hu, founder of the shoe company Verns Holdings in Berhad, to further investigate the matter.
The meeting also discussed the company's steps to prevent similar incidents in the future. Earlier today, the police seized a total of 1,145 pairs of shoes in Johor, Kuala Lumpur, Penang and Kedah after receiving 8 police reports on the matter. The issue came to light after a video went viral on social media in which a man claimed that the Verns shoes he had purchased had a logo that he believed resembled the word Allah. Since then, Verns management have apologized for the design, which they said could be misinterpreted. The company immediately withdrew the product in question from more than 70 stores nationwide and ordered a halt to sales, saying they will issue refunds.
A Malaysian couple believed to have supplied firearms to a recently arrested Israeli man have been charged with illegal possessions of firearms at the Klang Sessions Court. The two accused, who were both unrepresented, pleaded not guilty. The court has denied them bail and set June 11th for case mention.
Sharifah Farah, Said Hussein and Abdul Azim Yassin were both charged under the Firearms Increased Penalties Act. If convicted, they both face imprisonment of up to 14 years. Last month, a 36-year-old Israeli man, suspected of being a spy, was arrested 2 weeks after entering Malaysia on a French passport. He was found in possession of 6 guns and 200 bullets, which he claimed were purchased in Malaysia. Following interrogations, the man said he was in Malaysia to assassinate a fellow Israeli over a family issue.
The public are advised to inform the police if they are leaving their homes for the holidays. Inspector General of the Police Tan Sri Razardin Hussain says doing so will help the police to dispatch patrols in these areas.
Saya nak mengingatkan kepada mana-mana masyarakat yang hendak pulang ke kampung berhari raya, maklumkan pergerakan bahawa kita tiada di kediaman kepada balai polis yang berhampiran ataupun menggunakan USB untuk memaklumkanlah. Pasal kita akan membuat rondaan di kawasan-kawasan rumah yang dimaklumkan bahawa penghuni dia bercuti berhari raya menyambut Aidilfitri. Bukan saja yang bercuti untuk menyambut Aidilfitri, yang bukan Muslim pun boleh. Bila kita nak keluar daripada rumah, maklumkan, insyaAllah.
Commenting on Ob Slamat, which begins today, he said the focus is on reducing accidents and ensuring smooth traffic flow, adding that around 5,000 police officers have been deployed. He also reminded the public to be vigilant on the roads and obey all rules, as well as plan ahead and ensure that vehicles are well maintained before setting out on their journeys. Online hate has escalated in the country. According to the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, some 35,500 posts of provocative content were taken down in 2023, and more than 27,000 were removed as of February this year. We speak to Dr. Shaza Shukri from IIUM for a perspective on this alarming trend.
Firstly, I see that this online hate is escalating. It's not something that just came out of the blue, and I think the government has been aware of this, and they have put in efforts. It's years-long effort, which is that MCMC is the one that's responsible to request for these posts and whatnot to be brought down within a specific time frame. But although it has been successful, as reported by the minister himself, that a lot of postings have been brought down, but obviously it's not enough just because of the scale and the sheer volume of what is going on right now. I feel that what is missing right now is a proactive measure from the government side, in the sense of really to come up with strong statements saying that this is not okay, we should stop and not continue, because we have statements, I would say, from the fringe. When I say from the fringe, I meant like, sure, some religious authorities, the Prime Minister has said a few words, but we want something stronger, and I guess a more consolidated effort. As the unity government is called the unity government, we would like to see something from the entire government to come up and denounce this.
Dr. Shahza believes that regulating content on social media platforms could be beneficial in preventing hate speech. However, she says there is a fine line between hate speech and freedom of expression on social media.
Regulating social media actually is a good thing, but it's tricky because you need to find that balance. Where does it become a crime? Then it's clear. When it's a crime, you pass that threshold, you can take action. When it's just difference of opinion, and of course, some can say that we can see clearly when it's what we call hate speech, or sometimes people might say it's just misinformation, disinformation, fake speech. So what are we going to do with all of these things? Are we going to regulate all of them? So actually, the law should be against the platform themselves. They should self-regulate. But again, this is not easy. It's easier said than done. How do we get these big companies to listen to the government of a relatively small nation? So it's not easy, to be honest.
Dr. Shahza also warns of the dangers of social media platforms, which often serve as echo chambers, reinforcing existing beliefs and ideologies while limiting exposure to diverse perspectives.
We want to have kind of both sides within that discussion, but unfortunately, we know how social media is with the algorithm. Even if you have difference of opinion, it might not reach the people. They're going to see what they engage with. So I feel like people are just speaking into the abyss, and no one really sees the richness of the discussion. But it becomes a pessimistic view of what's going on, because I do feel that we need to correct misinformation, especially. There have to be people out there to stand up for these things, against these things. But I'm not sure it reaches the masses and it reaches the people, the right people. So we can try, but it's no guarantee. That's the thing.
As social media becomes a crucial communication tool, the responsibility of educational institutions to educate the public on various issues becomes increasingly important.
In this day and age, social media is the best platform. We know that politicians as well, policymakers, they pay attention to what is being talked about, what's discussed, what's viral at the moment. Everyone pays attention to social media, and it's the easiest means of people to reach to those at the top. So to be honest, it is the best way to kind of enter into this discussion. Of course, we can talk about the technicalities of the other ways you can reach out to people, but to be honest, people are just not there. The audience is not there. Social media, online, the internet is where the audience is. But besides that, of course, I'm a proponent of the education setting. That is where the role of teachers, people in the education institution, because it's more formal. So when it's more formal, it's seen as less biased. So this is the best way to counter certain narratives.
We will go for a quick break. Stay tuned for more.
Keputusan seri musim ini. Bukan kali ini. Manchester City dan Chelsea bertemu dalam separuh akhir Piala FA.
Would you believe it?
Kemenangan adalah segalanya. Mampukah underdog mencipta kejutan terbesar dan menyenyapkan Red Devils? Nasib memihak kepada yang berani di Wembley. Separuh akhir Piala FA Emirates secara langsung di Astro Supersport dan Astro Go.
Welcome back. The International Court of Justice has begun 2 days of hearings on Nicaragua's request to impose emergency measures on Germany. The country argues that Germany is facilitating genocide in Gaza and violating the 1948 Genocide Convention by providing military and financial aid to Israel. This comes after ICJ judges ruled that it was plausible that Israel had violated some rights guaranteed by the convention during its assault on Gaza. Nicaragua asked the World Court to order Berlin to stop exporting military weapons to Israel and to reverse its decision to cut off funding to the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. Berlin, one of Israel's staunchest allies, rejects the claim and will present its case to the court on Tuesday. The case is the third before the court this year, involving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In January, South Africa took Israel to the ICJ after accusing it of genocide during its war on Gaza. A month later, the court also took up a case brought by the UN General Assembly on the legality of Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories. Palestinians returned to a scene of mass destruction in Khan Yunis after the withdrawal of most of Israeli troops, months after they invaded the city in southern Gaza. This comes as conflicting reports emerge from Cairo about ceasefire talks in Gaza. Egyptian media reports significant progress in the talks, but Hamas officials say Israel continues to reject their demands. Khan Yunis has been under bombardment for months, with the town and surrounding area largely destroyed. But on Sunday, the Israeli military announced it was reducing its forces in the area, allowing civilians to return to what remains of their homes. But Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said the troops are merely regrouping as the army prepares to move into Rafah, the city on the border with Egypt. The Israeli government has said for weeks that it will attack Rafah because it is home to several thousands Hamas fighters. Most of Israel's allies, including the US, have urged Israel to rethink its plans because more than 1.5 million Palestinians are sheltering there. Israel faces growing global opposition to the war in Gaza, which intensified after an Israeli airstrike killed 7 aid workers on April 1st. Meanwhile, millions of people across North America are currently preparing for a total solar eclipse set to take place later today. It will begin over the Cook Islands in the Pacific Ocean, cross Mexico and 13 US states, before ending in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. In the eclipse's path of totality, the sky will be pitch black for 4 minutes and 9 seconds. The moon's deep shadow, or umbra, is forecast to race across the Earth's surface at over 2,500 km per hour, about twice the speed of sound and faster than a bullet fired from a handgun. NASA said this eclipse is particularly unique because it will cover several densely populated cities, with some 31.5 million people expected to see it. Scientists say the corona, the sun's outermost layer, will be more visible than the last total solar eclipse in 2017 due to increased activity. NASA plans to conduct several experiments during the cosmic event, including launching rockets into the eclipse's shadow and sending research jet planes to track its path. In other news, New Zealand has tightened work visa rules in response to what officials say are unsustainable levels of migration. Low-skilled applicants now have to meet English language requirements and can only stay for 3 years, down from 5.
New Zealand, with a population of 5.3 million, has been experiencing a surge in migration since the end of 2022. A near record of 173,000 people migrated to the country last year. Under the tightened rules, applicants for most work visas now have to meet skills and work experience requirements. Employers will be responsible for ensuring that migrants meet the requirements before offering them a job. The authorities have also decided to scrap earlier plans to add 11 occupations that will qualify for a fast track to residency.
That wraps up AWANI Tonight. I'm Farhana Sheikh. Thank you for watching.